Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the part of the world you're joining us from. Today, my name is Shola Omolade Adile, and I welcome you to the first edition of the Visionary Inspiration Special, where we have guests come on set, visionaries that are doing amazing things to come share their stories of how they go beyond their 9-to-5 jobs, to make impact in the world where they are. I've had a lot of people actually ask me this question. How do you do it? You have a 9-to-5 job, you also run a ministry, and then you have a business running, and you're able to put things together with your family as well too. How are you able to do it? I've had to answer this question so many times. But it's amazing also to know that I'm not alone in this. There are so many other people around the world that are doing the same thing. Combining the joy of family, of raising families with their jobs and also their businesses or something else that they do alongside. So today we have on set today that will be a guest that will be joining us today, Dr. Bunmi Olatunji. She's joining us here from Maryland as well too, and she's going to be here to share our beyond 9-to-5 story with us. And so please, you're warmly welcome to join in this conversation today, as I'm going to be asking her questions, of how she goes about doing, combining a 9-to-5 job with, she has a program, she does this show, I'll call it a talk show, every week talk show called the Bunmi, which amazingly, she does that in a Nigerian language. I'll call it the Yoruba language in that western part of the Nigeria where she's from. And aside that, she's also involved in so many other activities, to support families, where in a community where she is. So we have her on set today. Let me see if she's already there. Yes, so just say hello and just say hi if you're there so I can bring you up on camera today. So we have our guest on set today that will be sharing her story with us, Dr. Bunmi. I've had the opportunity to know her and to work with her here, as she's one of our volunteer parents, even at the House of Cedar. And it's amazing working with her. She has an exceptional professionalism, her attitude to work exceptionally when she's given any task to do. Despite her very busy and very demanding profession as a pharmacist, she's able to put in her energy, her effort, every opportunity she has to be of support even to the younger generation. And to be honest with you, she's one person I would say we all need to listen to see how she gets this done. And so let me see if she's on set today. Yeah, so we'll be having her join us today to just share our beyond 9-to-5. People get to ask me, how do you do it? Because I still have my 9-to-5 job. Right now, I'm on my lunch break. I'm on my 1-hour lunch break, and I choose to invest this one part of my 1-hour lunch break, to be able to bring us this, because my weekends are usually very packed, full of so many things. But I just felt Friday would be a great time, to just have this lunch break our talk, to bring also visionaries to come share their stories of how they're able to combine their 9-to-5 jobs, to go beyond their 9-to-5 jobs, to do amazing things in their sphere of influence. And thank you so much for everyone connecting today. I see Dr. Akinyemi, God bless you. Thank you so for joining, and you're welcome on board to our zone here in Washington. God bless you. And please feel free as we go on today's program to ask your questions. Let me try and okay, yeah, let me bring in my guest today. I see Toby as well. So just say hello. Let us know where you're connecting us from today. It's going to be an amazing discussion today. Remember, very, very professional. We're just talking about ways that you can go beyond your 9-to-5 jobs. Some feel, well, for you to be able to do things like, okay, run a ministry, run a business, you just have to leave your job. At some point, you might have to. I remember my story then when I eventually had to start my own consulting firm. I eventually, maybe at some point, I had to step out of my job, to do that. And guess what? I'm here in the US. I have my job. Guess what? I have my 9-to-5 job. I'm on my lunch break right now. And I'm able to still do much more. Going beyond just my 9-to-5 to run a ministry for young people and also to run a consulting and a coaching firm. And so how can you also go beyond your 9-to-5 to begin to maximize the time you have to follow after your passion? Hello, Toby. How you doing? Thanks so much for joining. So that's what Visionary Inspiration is all about, to inspire you to go beyond your 9-to-5. A lot of people give excuses. I'm too busy. I'm a busy mom. I'm busy dad. I'm so busy. I don't have money. I don't have support. I don't have the... Hear the stories of people just like you and I, that have some of the common challenges that the world is faced with, but they are going beyond their 9 to 5 to do amazing things. This is just to inspire you to go beyond it, to go the extra mile, to go for your passion, go after your calling, and begin to do something that that's the reason why you exist. Purpose, I would say, is never overemphasized. A lot of people are, oh, purpose. It's not really a big deal. Purpose is actually the essence, the reason why you exist, the reason why you are alive. And I tell you, the moment you discover the reason why you exist, the reason why you're alive, it makes life a lot more easy, for you and for the people that are around you. Just like what I do. When I'm at work 9 to 5. I am at work, busy doing what I've been paid to do and contributing my own quota at work, doing the best that I can, do it exceptionally well professionally while I'm at work. And when I'm home, I'm home. I become wife and I become a mom, and I'm dedicated to my family. And the same thing also when I get on my sphere, just like Deborah in the Bible, I'm able to also combine, step into my office as a minister of the gospel, to preach the gospel to those that God has sent me to. So I just want to invite you today. Are you someone doing much more than your 9 to 5? What have you been called to do? And do you still have your job aside? What things are you combining together and it's working for you? You want to share part of your stories with us today? Please feel free to share with us today how you are able to combine the different roles that God has placed in your hands and doing it well, doing it exceptionally. And you want to impact other people's lives by inspiring us with your story. But today, our focus is going to be on our guest today, Dr. Bunmi Olatunji. She's joining us here from Maryland. She's a pharmacist by profession, and she runs a talk show. Bunmi, that's it. Oh my goodness. I'm also a Yoruba person, from the tribe of the Yoruba tribe in Nigeria. And guess what? I don't think I can speak Yoruba half as much as she does. She does it so exceptionally well. And to be honest with you, whenever I'm listening to her program, I'm just asking myself that question. Can I ever speak Yoruba as well as this? Ever? And so today, she's here. And so to me, I get so inspired, sitting down and seeing somebody that is like on her job. She's a professional pharmacist on her job, doing her work exceptionally well. When she's speaking English, she's speaking it so fluently. But when she switches to her role and that her program, her talk show at Bunmi, that's it. Wow. She speaks Yoruba so fluently, and she speaks it so with so much charisma that you yourself will want to learn how to speak it better if you're not doing a good job at it. So you're warmly welcome on set today, Dr. Bunmi. It's a pleasure to have you join us today on this program, Visionary Inspiration Special. Starting off with this program, Visionary Inspiration Special, it started about 7 years ago, I'll say thereabout, that I started writing a devotional to inspire people to begin to develop their visionary capacity. Just say hello if you can hear us.
All right, sorry, it was frozen for a moment and everything was freeze, so I couldn't hear you, and it was not moving.
It was my alarm. Yeah, it was my alarm that was ringing on one side, so it's fine.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you are warmly welcome. I'm glad that we don't have the echo today. So please tell us about yourself. In fact, I've done a little bit of intro for you.
I know.
Trying to combine, in fact, the sweetness of nature, your gift and your talent with your professional.
Right.
So tell us how you go. Introduce yourself first. Tell us a little bit more about yourself, and then tell us how you do it. Really, I'm eager to know. Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Miss Omolade. I must say thank you for bringing me on to the program today. It's a great honor. It's a great privilege, and I don't take it for granted. So for anything for you, I know that, I'm there for you. Thank you very much. May God honor you in Jesus' name.
Amen.
And I want to thank everybody that are connected right now. Shout out to you all. I greet everybody from anywhere you are connecting from. God bless you. Thank you for tuning in. And my name is Dr. Bunmi Olatunji. I'm a pharmacist by profession. That's Doctor of Pharmacy. I went to pharmacy school here in the United States. So, and I thank God that God is doing amazing things through me by the grace of God. And so, like, she already did everything I'm supposed to say. She already said it for me. Yeah, so I have my basic 9 to 5 job. I work as a retail pharmacist with the biggest retail pharmacy in the United States, CVS. And I also work in the hospital. That's the University of Maryland Hospital in Baltimore here as a clinical pharmacist. So I combine those two together. But that wasn't enough for me because can you all hear me? Miss Awolade, can you hear me? All right,
Yes.
good. Yes, I really want to make sure. So I thought that wasn't enough for me. I mean, I was like, what is it that I can do more? Even though I'm already busy with my work, but still my heart keeps telling me I can do more, I can do more. And that was back in 2018 when I started talking real talk with Bunmi on Instagram. And then I started with 1 minute inspirationals. So I'll just, whatever is going on, I bring out 1 minute, I talk about it. Every Sunday I was doing that. And it was growing gradually, gradually. But still, I was still thinking there is more to it. There is more to it.
Mm.
But I just could not figure out what more to it again. So, and I try to involve myself in people that have meaningful ministries, that are doing something. I try in as much as I can to support them as well. Like Mr. Molade said, I work with her with children as well, and I have a woman group as well that I belong to, that I support them. As a matter of fact, I'm the assistant state coordinator for Maryland for the woman group. So I just try here and there, but one day in the month of February, because right now the I started doing my real talk with Bunmi, but Ebmami Dasi is even overshadowing that one because people are kind of in love with that. So February this year, I was just in my kitchen, I was cooking, and things was going on fine. And suddenly I just received that thing in my spirit, Ebami Dasi, Ebami Dasi. And I was wondering, like, what? I mean, and that spirit was telling me it's gonna be a Yoruba program,
Mm.
and I'm gonna bring out real people's story. And prior to that, I noticed people were calling me to tell me what they are going through. Friends that I haven't talking to in a long time. As a matter of fact, a guy called me from Nigeria before that program started. This guy, I knew him back in Nigeria when we were in high school and stuff like that. And she said, Bumi, my mind just went to you because I usually do watch your 1 minute inspirational on social media. And I have this situation I'm going through. Can you hear me, Miss Amalade? Is it frozen?
Yes, sure, I can hear you. I'm trying to
Okay.
send invites. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry asking, can you hear me 1 million times? I really want to be sure that I'm not just like talking to
No.
myself or something.
No, go ahead. We can hear you. Yes.
So this guy called me and told me, his life story that he actually impregnated somebody while he was in college, in university, and he never knew that that lady kept the pregnancy until after he got married. The guy grew up and got married to another. I mean, so when I thought about it, I'm like, this is so deep. Why would they call me like from the blues to tell me his life
Mm.
journey, his life situation? So, and I began to see that around that period of time, even my colleague, my pharmacist colleague, they will be telling me, things in the relationship, this and that. So when that thing out came to me, Ebamidasi, so the spirit told me, the Holy Spirit said it's gonna be a platform where we're gonna hear real people's situation. They are not made up
Mm.
story, they are not movies or anything. I don't even have time to watch movies, talk less of bringing out stuff in my brain. So so I now reached out to those first people that I started with, like, oh, I want to share this program. I want to share your story anonymously. Would you let me do that? Let people bring in their suggestions, and perhaps people are also going through that. I mean, and that was how it started. And people began to
Mm.
call and tell me their stories, and I put it out there. And one of the major ones that I've done so far was the woman that came live that shared our journey to widowhood. She came from New Jersey to Maryland, and she sat with me live and she told her story. And we're going to be having more of that. So I thank God is really expanding the program, and it's also a Yoruba program. But I do
Yeah.
my best to subtitle because I know the whole world is not Yoruba.
I
And
know.
and sorry, before I close this introductory aspect, whatever it is that you have to do, make sure that you are following your passion. Because The last video I made, like maybe like 4 weeks ago, because I took like 3 weeks break and back again. I asked the people, I said, would you rather prefer us to speak English, to tell the stories in English? And across all social media, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, 98% voted for Yoruba. They said no.
I vote for Yoruba too.
Because that last one, I spoke in English and I said, guys, what do you think? Would you rather let us tell the stories in English? And they said no. Even my American friend that do watch the program that doesn't understand Yoruba, she said, you know what, Bunmi, I really don't mind you speaking your native language. That's an American who doesn't even like come from Nigeria or anything. And when that happened, the Holy Spirit just told me, he said, you have destiny helpers. Because God knows that you can speak English fluently before He dropped that program into your mind. I don't know where that name came from. I've never heard it from any social media platform. Ebamidasi.
You need to tell us the meaning of that for those that don't understand Yoruba.
Okay, Ebamidasi is help me to interfere in this situation. Like, what do you think about this situation? What should this person do? People are bringing their own opinions, and I do bring in guests as well that, we sit down and preside over, the story as well. Like, okay, my own opinion, do it this way or do it that way. So, the Holy Spirit was like, God save you, because if you have switched the program to English, you have already changed the original intention God intended to be. Because God knows that you can speak English fluently before He didn't tell you the title is help me interfere or give me wisdom, or He gave you specifically in Yoruba. And that's how. So I now said, you know what? I do other things in English. I do many other things in English, but that particular Ebamidasi, I say, you know what, it's gonna remain a Yoruba program, and we put it subtitle for everyone. So that's just a little introduction about me and the things that I do.
Wow, thank you so much for that. I mean, taking the topic of Ebamidasi a little bit further, because to me, you don't know how much that inspires me. I was also a Yoruba person that can't speak it as I can speak it, but not at that level. So what advice do you have for parents that in this Western world that are not interested, even in Nigeria, that are not interested in teaching their children how to speak native language? You are based here in the US doing amazing things, and you have the courage to take it to another level of having a program. Oh, people will laugh at me because I'm speaking Yoruba. How do you want to inspire them to know that whatever thing God has given to you as an
right?
How do you know? I mean.
So to me, I think the bottom line is confidence. So my children in the house, I speak Yoruba to them, and they understand it real good. One of my boys featured in one of the Abamidasi story, where she just, he didn't say much. He was just there to say, "Oh, Dabo." When I finished the story, my boy came up and he was like, "Oh, Dabo." So, I speak Yoruba to them and they understand everything, but I would not pretend that they can speak it fluently. They cannot. I mean, some words they pronounce it and I laugh and I'll be like, I try to correct them, but they understand it. So I think it's important, even though the best would have been for them to be able to speak it, because I know parents whose children can speak it. So that must still be something that I have to work with and work on more. But I think it's important that we are proud of our culture. It's important. I mean, even in the United States here, they respect Africans because they know that we are focused people, we are dedicated, we are professionals. Anywhere we find ourselves, we try to, so why would you want to take that African nature and take it away and try to blend and become, be proud of your heritage, be proud. So you see, if you're not confident, because on my YouTube, some people will come there and comment, I don't even know what they will comment on my program and be like, I don't even know what she's talking about. Or they will comment to make you feel like you shouldn't, like, why are you speaking in Yoruba? I had a Yoruba lady one day. She sent me a message. She said, I would have been able to share your program if you do speak English. And I just looked at it. I'm like, first of all, how many of my English program have you even shared in the first place? The ones that I do speak English in, which one have you shared? And you are coming to me that If I speak, if it was English, you would have been sharing the stories for me. What is wrong with you sharing the Yoruba? I think it is lack of confidence. We need to embrace our confidence and know that yes, this is ours, and this is, and I mean, I'm being fair enough to be able to put subtitles. Subtitling it is not easy for me. That's the most difficult aspect of my job, as editing the video, because I have to like listen to myself and type it up. But I'm being fair to everybody so that they can relate one way or the other. So I think parents, we have to be confident knowing who we are, accepting our heritage, accepting our culture, and passing it over. We might not be doing the best job with the children with speaking fluently right now, but at least, at the most, at the least, they should be able to understand it.
It gets better. All right. I mean, thank you for that. I mean, then back to beyond 9 to 5. Right now, you talked about editing your videos. You talked about presenting it. I know very well because I work with you, and I see that you put a lot of effort into making those videos, editing, and all that. How do you go beyond your 9 to 5? What time do you create to edit those videos, to present them, to do it again and again and again? You get what I mean? To make sure they're perfect. So how do you go beyond your 9 to 5 to do that? Yes.
Yes. So first of all, I will give glory to God Almighty for good health, because you need to be healthy to be able to combine many things together. So I thank God for that. And secondly, that's where my family comes in. I'm not going to pretend like I'm a superwoman. Like, no, my husband plays a lot of critical roles. I mean, he just does not edit for me, but every process leading to bringing my tripod stand for me to be able to mount it. Like even right now, as I'm talking to you, he was the one that brought me, because I just stayed in one, because the kids are having school downstairs at the living room. They are having their schools and everything. So I had to just come to a secluded area in the house. And my husband was the one, I was just trying to make sure I hurry up. I said, please, can you help me with the tripod stand? He went there and put it, little assistance here and there. A lot of time, if I have to stay away from them, because sometimes the editing might take me 2 hours to edit and subtitle, 2 or 3 hours because of it. I mean, the editing itself is fast, but because of the subtitling, it will be there to hold the family down. It will be there to support, and the children too. I mean, everybody coming together in this. I cannot do it by myself. If I come here and tell you that, I know how to perfectly switch from ear to ear without my family support, then I will just be lying. So the role of the family is a huge one, even up to the point that the children know that I don't have a studio. I use my living room. They know that when I set that tripod, they know that they have to go upstairs, because I want perfect quietness. Because if there is any sound, it's going to be picking those sounds, and I'm going to have a poor background and everything. They know how to be quiet upstairs. They know how to do all those things. So the support is really enormous. And that's one thing. For us to do beyond 9 to 5, we need support of family. It might not be, if you're not married, it could be support of siblings, it could be support of friends. I mean, one way or the other, we cannot be that superhero by ourselves alone. We need people to come along and support and help us. So I would just say the key factor is um, God Almighty granting the grace to be able to do it, and then the support that I've enjoyed within my own family, and the peace, because if they are not peaceful, I cannot concentrate to make the videos. And the thing about the videos is, I don't even rehearse those videos. I don't even practice them. I have tried many times that, okay, maybe if I practice, I don't ever rehearse. The moment I sit in front of my camera, the moment I want to say something, the story owner would have given me the story. Once they tell me the story, I only have to listen one time. The moment it was starting from the eulogy, because I first of all greet God, eulogize, and the God panegyrics in Yoruba. From that point, none of it is planned. Once I sit at the camera, it flows naturally. I don't ever think of my words. It just comes by itself alone. So I give glory to God for that as well.
That's it, really. In fact, that's it. When you talk about the visionaries, sometimes you don't need to think of what to do. It just comes to you naturally,
Right.
because you just find out that that's it. This is a task in front of you. You just have to get it done. So I will ask another question. What's your greatest motivation when it comes to you being able to, hold forth, particularly your profession, because I know you are passionate about pharmacy as well. So tell me, what's your greatest motivation in trying to do all the things that you do together, and excelling in it by the grace of God? Yes. So what motivates
Yes.
you?
So I will just say what motivates me is I just want to be able to leave my footprint in the sand of time.
Mm.
You know, one day who was that again? Her name just keep skipping right now. It might come back. I was listening to her on YouTube. Pastor June. Okay, oh, I forgot. Her name just keep. So she said something, and I've been thinking about that so deep. She said, "Everybody, close your eyes." They were inside. I was listening on YouTube, but they were in a church, and she told the audience, "Everybody, close your eyes. Imagine 80 years time." So she was telling them what to do, and she said, "Imagine 80 years time in a funeral ceremony, and there is a coffin and there is a corpse, and you are the one laying in the corpse. That's your old age. That's your 100-year-old self." And she said, imagine that corpse inside the coffin. What do you think people will be saying about that corpse? Do you just want them to say, oh, she's Mrs. Bunmi Olatunji and she was a pharmacist and she has 4 children or 3 children or whatever? Is that all to you? Just you, oh, okay, she's a lovely mother and a wife and she was a pharmacist and she has 3 children. I mean, that is all the summary of what they can say. So she said, what is it that people will be thinking about you? Oh, she helped, the other side things that you are able to inspire people to do, the other things that people got inspiration from you, the other things because our profession really, I mean, we are helping people with our profession as well, but our profession really is more like an income for us to, live our life. But the side things, even though the side things are income as well, because oh, I forgot to tell you that I also MC. Yeah, that MC is another story by itself.
Yeah.
Yes, I MC. So with oh, look at when Dorcas died in the Bible. People were like, no, she did this, she did that. They were saying the things she did. I mean, what are the things you want them to, what will your word remember you that you did, aside from just that you're busy being a medical doctor, an engineer? I mean, is that all? So when I began to think about those, is that all, that inspires me to do beyond my 9 to 5. So I want to, of course, my 9 to 5 is important as well because as a pharmacist, we are helping people, especially in this time of COVID, of course we have to be there to dispense the drugs and everything like that.
Essential workers, yes.
We are essential workers, and even when I work in the hospital, it's not the most convenient atmosphere because when you see us dressed, it's more like we have the face mask, we have the shield, we have the gloves, we have the. I mean, for 8 hours we are like down in those attires, and you are like suffocating in those attires. Like, oh my God, I can't wait to remove everything. So but it's still the heart of service with our profession. But beyond our profession, we have to think of that gifting. And there is something I always tell people. So I made one analogy. I'm sorry, maybe I'm talking too much. Let me quickly say this.
Okay, I mean, go ahead, yeah.
I made one analogy. I said, I put it up on my real talk, my 1 minute real talk. If you buy a cell phone, either a Samsung phone or an iPhone or whatever, there are some apps that are already downloaded. They come with it, they already manufactured, they already put the apps on the phone. They come with the phone. When you buy your phone, there are some ready-made apps, they're already there. And then there are some that you have to go to your Play Store and download. There are some you have to download on your phone. Exactly how God made us. When God made us, there are some inbuilt ability. Those are the apps. He created those ones with us. They are our inbuilt ability. And then whatever it is that we are doing as our profession, you are a lawyer, a doctor, a pharmacist, an accountant, those ones are your downloaded app. You downloaded those ones. It's like your cell phone. You are like, okay, you know what? I can learn this. But what about the inbuilt one? What about the one that came with you originally? You need to find expression for those ones. They downloaded, sometimes a lot of time we only use our downloaded apps. That's our profession. But what about it? There is nobody on earth that doesn't have that inbuilt ability. There is nobody on earth. As a matter of fact, prior to 2018, I wasn't really involved in anything. Prior to 20, I was just like concentrating on my pharmacy career and everything because I thought I had nothing to offer, honestly. I was thinking, what is it that I can offer? And I couldn't figure it out. But January of 2018 was the turning point because I became, you see, I'm telling you, things don't move except you are really angry. Because people will be like, oh, I don't have any. People have asked me many times, I don't know my talent. I don't have anything in me. It's a lie, oh. you have something. But sometimes I know it's easy for some people to discover it quick, and some people it's not easy. For someone like me, it wasn't an easy task for me because I thought I didn't really have anything to offer to the world. But it came to a moment where I became like, no, there must be something. No, there must be something. And every day I was wrestling with that thing. Up to a point, one day on my Instagram post in 2018, I put up a post and I said, guys, what do you think of me? How do you know me? I was trying to get, people's perspective of me or perception of me. And I had like maybe 40 something comment. Like people were like, oh, you are this, you are that, you are this, you are that. Some I'll be like, some I'll be like, okay, check mark. I was just trying to understand me. And from there, I began to be able to know what my gifting are. And that was what led me to MC. Let me tell my MC story real quick. Oh, sure. No, okay, let me just start talking. Let me just let you
know. No, go ahead, please. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, we'll definitely, you definitely have to talk about that as well, too. But I mean, in getting to that, for those that are joining to that, you're just wondering, maybe I'm much older, and it looks as if this thing they are saying, I've already passed that age. It is never too late, to actually begin. You need to get that anger. That's what you said.
Right.
You need to be hungry and be hungry to get it before you get it. Today we're talking about visionary inspirations. We're talking about visionaries. We're talking about people that have been able to bring forth that thing that they saw in the future, and they bring it to reality, and they're using that thing to impact lives. Not that we are superheroes to say, just like you said, but because we have taken the pain to discover it, and then we have all the support that we have around us, the family support and everything around us, and we're able to take right foot step, forward to start from where we are, and then it's getting better by the day. And so you are listening today. Don't feel it is too late for you. It is never too late for you. Start from where you are. Get that hunger in your spirit. You might just feel you are at the point whereby nobody believes anything in you. You don't even believe in yourself. But I just want to encourage you, just like Dr. Bunmi said right now. She got to a point that she thought she didn't have anything, but she had so much. And right now, I can see her smiling. She's fulfilled when she's doing that. It's coming from within. All from within. So it takes us to the area of right here, to our next work of doing an MC. There's some things that you start with, just like the river in the Garden of Eden. It started with one, then it parted into 4 ways. From one thing, from a cob of corn, you can get the corn, the sweet corn. You can use the back of it to wrap your food. You can use everything. So the same thing also, she has discovered that talent. Then she's beginning to take it into different levels, which takes us to the next item of you being an MC. So please, Dr. Bunmi, tell us how you, as a pharmacist, because you became an MC and became the host of Bunmi. That's it. How did the MC thing start?
Okay, yes. So with that MC thing, that was a totally different thing entirely. So one man called me from Delaware. He's a reverend, and he was gonna have a 48th birthday for his wife. So he just called me randomly he was like, you know what, Bunmi, can you please be my MC for this occasion? I said, totally no. I don't MC for nobody. I'm not an MC. I don't. And he just allowed me talk. And then when he finished, he was like, no, I see it in you. I looked on you on social media. I see the stuff you put out on social media. And I know definitely you can MC. And I totally refused. For days, he was calling me every day that his spirit wants me to MC. And I said no, no, and no. So one day I sat down and I was just doing my own thing. And that spirit just came again and said, why are you shutting the doors of your opportunity? Why don't you want to explore opportunity? And I just wrote that. I will never forget that. And I just wrote it down. And immediately I called him back. I said, you know what, I'm going to MC for you. So the guy now told me that, you know what, I will find the second MC to back you up so that, maybe you are not comfortable. I said, don't worry about a second MC. It's okay. But he said, okay, he was going to get a second MC. So he got a second MC. So I myself, I prepared for that occasion because, I've done MC in a little small scale, like a sitting room gathering of friends. I've done those, but not in a gathering or in an all session, with people seated, like, I haven't done that. So I prepared myself for it. I went on YouTube. I looked at how some MC does it and blah, blah, blah. On that day, I dressed elegantly, did my makeup, and I went to Delaware. I had to travel down to Delaware. Of course, he got a second MC. But by the time I grabbed that microphone, The
Mm.
second MC was totally like there was no point for him, and he just humbly himself went to sit down. I didn't ask him to go sit down, but the flow was so much that even when I first of all started, the moment I grabbed that microphone and I ushered the couple in after their first dance, and I just welcomed the presence of God by doing the Yoruba Oriki for God. People they stood up and they started to, put dollar on me already at the opening.
Mm.
Because when I began to just do that Oriki in Yoruba, they just stood up and they were just, spraying me with
Mm.
money. So everything went so good that when I finished emceeing for that day, people came to ask me that where is my card? They thought that was what I was doing professionally. They thought I was
Mm.
like a proper MC, and that was my first outing to be an MC. So people were asking me, "Oh, can I have your card? Can I have your card?" And I didn't want to say I don't have one or I'm new. I was like, "Oh, you know what? I didn't even come with those cards today. I just have
Mm.
something so that they can know. They don't feel like, oh, she's rookie or something, because sometimes packaging is important as well. Like you have to present yourself that you are able to do the job. And that was it. And when I put that on my social media, people began to call me to MC for them. And
Mm.
actually, because of COVID, I haven't really done MC this year. But my first MC is coming up on Sunday, October 11th, for somebody's 48th birthday. And I'm gonna be the MC of the day. And that was how the MC joined to whatever I was doing, because and it started off from all these things I was doing on social media. So sometimes you start off on one thing leads to the other thing, and one thing leads to the
Mm.
other thing. You can't all sit down and try to figure it out at once. Just start with one thing. Your 9 to 5 is good. Put something extra with your 9 to 5. Something you are passionate about, something that you know that come rain, come sunshine, you can do it. This Find out that thing. It could even be making ear or anything. Find out that thing, and then it's gonna lead you to one thing to the other to the other. So that was my journey about being an MC.
Wow. Good job, MC. And that's it. I mean, she just said it all, you know. I love the fact that you mentioned you had to prepare yourself for it. You had to dress elegantly. So whatever thing that you know you have from within, put yourself out there. Don't hide. She had to
Right.
put herself on social media for people to know that she's doing it. She even got the courage to ask them, to tell them about her. So ask people that are close to you if you're not sure what you're good at, what things that what she's saying is the thing from within, that thing that you're passionate about. Guess what? That is your passion. That's your purpose. Line in that is your
Right.
purpose. That's your vision for the future. You get what I mean? So ask people, you'll be amazed that 4 people, ask 5 people, 3 of them might tell you similar things about you that you didn't know about before. You get what I mean? And she went ahead to say, put yourself out there, don't hide. Then number 2, prepare yourself. She said she
Right.
went to check on the YouTube channel to see other MCs, how they do it. Then number 3, she had to dress for where you're going. Dress the way you want to be addressed. Don't look like a rookie person, even though you are just starting off. Do it
Right.
exceptionally well. Carry yourself with charisma, with dignity. Because guess what? You are representing the King of Kings. Remember, she said she
Right.
will start with the Ricky, praising God. Because guess what? Who has placed those inner things on the inside of you? It is God. So when you bring it out gracefully, you are promoting the name of God, and God is glorified in it. So whatever thing you are passionate about, don't say, oh, maybe you cook. You keep on giving everybody free food. They've eaten enough of your free sample.
I
Start
know.
packaging it well. Start
Mm-hmm.
packaging it well. And tell them maybe it costs normally $5 somewhere else. Tell them you're starting with $2. Just for people to have a taste of it. Once they taste
Yeah.
one, twice, 2, 3 times, they will tell you they prefer yours and they want to pay the real price for it. So stop hiding your talent. Stop hiding your
Mm-hmm.
giftings. Stop hiding that thing, because guess what? Vision is not simply something that is, it's waiting to manifest in the future that people already see in you. But it's now left to you to let it come out.
Come
The
out.
world
Right.
is waiting for the manifestations of great people like
Right.
you and I, like Dr. Bunmi today, and they want to give God praise for what He has blessed you with. So you're not going
Amen.
to go today without
Amen.
speaking Yoruba on this program as we wrap up today. So you want to say something in Yoruba?
Oh my goodness. What
Yeah,
am
so
I going
that's
to
putting
say?
you on the spot today. Just like I shared earlier, I said the way you speak Yoruba is so, I don't know how to put it. It's just so I just when I'm watching your program, I see you shouldn't hand. So please say something to us in Yoruba today.
Oh my God.
Encourage us in Yoruba today. Yes, please, as we wrap up.
What am I gonna say? Wow, you just put me on the
Just
spot.
encourage us. Anything God lays in your heart, just encourage one person that feels that is there looking at you. That can be me. Remind that person today that they can become who God has called them to be. But I want you to say it in Yoruba.
All right, okay. So let me see. Ó dá o. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n gba gbogbo yín níyànjú. So first of all, let me just do like an eulogy of God for you in a little bit, and then because I think when I first of all do that, it kind of just put me in the mood to flow in my Yoruba. Ó dá. Mo fẹ́ pe Jésù lórúkọ tó ń jẹ́. Mo fẹ́ kí Elédùmarè bàbá mi òkè. Àràbà ríbí, àrìbí rábà. Ọba àjáde mọ́mà tán nílé. Ọba awọ kẹ̀ǹbẹ̀rẹ̀ ojújà. Ọkọ àwọn aláìlọ́kọ. Àyà àwọn aláìláya. Olùgbèjà ọmọ òrukàn. Ògbénu wúndí aṣọlá. Ọba tí ń bínú adélébọ̀ òṣògo. Ọ̀rọ̀ bàǹbà gbénu ọmọ ènìyàn fọ́hùn. Nání ṣe bóun tabá ní là ń nání. Torí gbangba là ń tàgbàgbà. Ìkàlẹ̀ là ń bá gbà. Òde là ń bá jùlé tẹfẹ́. Òkìkí ọlá ológo jùlọ. Ìmọ́lẹ̀ rẹ borí kùbìrìmùbìrìmù. Ògo rẹ ti lẹ́wà tó Olúwa. Ọlọ́run àwọn ọmọ ogun. Kìkì ọlá, kìkì ògo, kìkì iyì, kìkì ẹ̀yẹ, kìkì ìbùkún. Ọba mímọ́ tí ń ṣe mímọ́, tí ń wọ mímọ́, tí ń jẹ mímọ́, tí ń gbébi mímọ́, onílé ọlá, alágbàlá ògo. Mo jìnnà sọ́ba níwọ̀n ẹgbèje, mo súnmọ́ba níwọ̀n ẹgbẹ̀fà. Irú rẹ ò sí láyé, àkàwé rẹ ò sí lọ́run. Àdìtú olùbùkún. Mo forí balẹ̀ fọ́ba ọ. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń wò mí o, gbogbo ojú tó ń wò mí láti gbogbo àgbáyé, yálà ní gúúsù, àríwá, ìwọ̀ oòrùn, ìlà oòrùn. Ìyẹn túmọ̀ sí pé from the north, from the south, from the east, from the west. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò tí a wà yìí o. Ètò tí a ti ń gbára wa níyànjú bí a ti máa tún ilé ayé wa ṣe, bá a ṣe máa lọ síwájú, bá a ṣe máa ṣe àwọn nǹkan tó ní láárí tí àwa náà tá a lè dúró láwùjọ pé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ohun tí Ọlọ́run, ohun àdániwáyé tí Ọlọ́run dá wa wáyé wá ṣe àríṣe. À ń gbà yín níyànjú pé gbogbo ohun tí Ọlọ́run bá fi sínú yín, ẹ má jẹ́ ó kú mọ́ yín. Àǹfààní kí ló jẹ́ nígbà tẹ́ bá wọnú ilẹ̀ lọ, tí a bá dàgbà tá dógbó, tá dà bí 80 years old, tá di bí 100, tá wá lọ sínú inú ibojì pẹ̀lú àwọn ẹ̀bùn tí Ọlọ́run fún wa. Ìwúlò kí ló jẹ́? A lè lò lọ́rùn, ayé láti máa lò. Torí náà, màá fẹ́ kó ṣe ìjíròrò láàrin ara rẹ. Kó wá nǹkan tí Ọlọ́run fún ẹ. Ó wà ń bẹ̀ o, má ní kò sí ń bẹ̀ o. Mo lè bet ẹ 100%. Ó wà ń bẹ̀. Ìwọ ni tó bá jẹ́ pé ó máa gba àdúrà àti àwẹ̀ pé kí Ọlọ́run kó ṣí ojú ẹ sí ògo àbáwáyé ẹ. Tí ò bá lògo àbáwáyé, ẹ̀dá àṣìlálà láyé ni o. Ọlọ́run jẹ́ àṣìlálà lásán o. Ògo àbáwáyé ẹni ó di dandan káàárẹ̀ lò. What am I saying in essence? It is very important for you that the glory, that thing God created in you, it is important for you to use it on earth while you are still living. There is no point for you to die with that because you don't need it in heaven. You need it on earth to bless humanity. So, and I pray, mo gbàdúrà fún gbogbo wa pé gbogbo ojú tó ń wò mí, tó ń wò wá, tó ń gbọ́ wa ní agbára Ọlọ́run, ọ̀run á ṣí fún gbogbo wa o. Ọlọ́run á gbà fún wa o. Fún gbogbo tá a bá dáwọ́lé, a máa yọ̀wó sí i lágbára Ọlọ́run. Lágbára Ọlọ́run, àní jírò ẹ̀yìn láyé wa o. Àbámọ̀, mi bá ṣe báyìí lọ́jọ́ ogbó kò lè jẹ́ tiwa o. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ èèyàn ló wà lórí ibùsùn ọjọ́ alẹ́ wọn tí wọ́n ti fẹ́ kú, ní wọ́n á rò pé àwọn ọ̀bá dẹ̀ wá ṣe báyìí o. Ayé tó kún fún ìrònú tí ò sí ìrònú kúwàdà mọ́. Ọlọ́run jọ jẹ́ tiwa o. Torí náà, mo gbà níyànjú fún yín pé ní agbára Ọlọ́run, ohun tí Ọlọ́run fún yín wáyé wá ṣe, ẹ rí lò. God bless you all in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Bunmi, for charging us up today. Yes. Those joining today that don't understand Yoruba, please I'm sure she interpreted at some point. Just understand I'm sure you can connect in the spirit of what she's trying to tell us. Use what you've been given to bless mankind, to bless humanity. Because we don't need those talents, we don't need those visions, we don't need that purpose in heaven. We need it here on earth. The Bible tells us in Ecclesiastes, as a wrap up, whatever your hand finds to do it with all of your heart. Because in heaven, in the grave where we all go, we have no need of it. Okay. On that note, we're going to be wrapping up on this edition of Visionary Inspirations, bringing on visionaries doing amazing things beyond their 9 to 5 job. Today, Dr. Bunmi is a pharmacist by profession, but she's joining us today to tell us how she's going beyond a 9 to 5 to become an MC and also a host show of a Yoruba program. So thank you so much for everyone joining today. Feel free to like, to share, and she has a program coming up later today. Feel free to join our YouTube. What's your YouTube channel, please, Dr. Bunmi?
So my Real Talk with Bunmi.
Real Talk
on YouTube. I have a premiere coming up by 2 o'clock New York time, and it's a really good story. And
yes.
If you can make it 2 o'clock New York time, 7 p.m. Nigerian time, just go to Real Talk with Bunmi on YouTube. There are no two Real Talk with Bunmi. It's only one person. Real Talk with Bunmi on YouTube. God bless you.
Okay, all right. I just typed it right now. So please go on and join her for the premiere today if you have the time on YouTube. Okay, I just typed it there. Real Talk with Bunmi. If you're free, please join her for that edition, the premiere. She's bringing a guest on the program to share with us all. So thank you so much for your time today. Please, can we all do a thumbs up, a like, to just say thank you to Dr. Bunmi for coming on live today on this program, Visionary Inspiration. This program comes up once in a while, just series that comes up once in a while to have visionaries come share their stories beyond 9 to 5. And thank you for joining us today. It's been such an honor to have you today. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your day, and God continue to prosper the works of your hands.
Amen.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Thank you so much for everyone for joining. My name remains Shola Omolade Adele, and I look forward to having you same time next week with our other guest on set to share beyond 9 to 5 story. Don't hide your gifting, because your lifting is in your gifting. Thank you so much, Mr. Olamide. Please feel free to like, to share this video, to invite others to watch as well too. On that note, we want to say a wonderful thank you. God bless you, and enjoy the rest of your day. I need to be back for my lunch break. Bye. 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 Oh, thank you. Thank you, Bukola Ojo, Mr. Olamide. Thank you so much for joining. I see Mr. Raymond Clement. Thank you so much, Ike Lomadeomi. So thankful that you're joining today. God bless you, Atinuke Balogun. Thank you so much, Faith Adebam. God bless you all for joining. Bye for now. Bye.